Welcome, dear friends. If you're in your 60s or beyond, I want you to know something important right from the start. This chapter of your life can be one of the most vibrant, fulfilling, and joyful periods you've ever experienced. But here's the truth. To truly embrace this season, you need to let go of certain habits and mindsets that no longer serve you. Today, I'm going to walk you through 9 specific things you should stop doing right now if you want to live with more energy, authenticity, and purpose in your retirement years. Let me begin with something that might feel uncomfortable to hear, but it's absolutely essential. You need to stop putting everyone else's needs before your own. For decades, you've likely been the caregiver, the provider, the one who sacrificed your own desires so others could thrive. Perhaps you raised children, supported a spouse, cared for aging parents, or dedicated yourself to a demanding career. All of that was beautiful and necessary. But now, in this season of your life, continuing to live that way will drain the very joy and vitality you've earned the right to enjoy. Retirement isn't just about stopping work. It's about reclaiming your identity. It's about asking yourself, what do I want? What brings me peace? What activities make my spirit come alive? When you constantly prioritize others at your own expense, you're essentially saying that your needs, your dreams, and your happiness don't matter as much. That's simply not true. You matter profoundly. So give yourself permission to pursue that hobby you've always postponed, to spend a morning reading without guilt, to say no to obligations that exhaust you. This isn't selfishness, it's self-preservation and self-respect. When you fill your own cup first, you'll actually have more energy and joy to share with the people you love. Now, let's talk about time itself. One of the most liberating things you can do in retirement is to stop living by rigid schedules. For most of your adult life, you've been governed by alarm clocks, work hours, deadlines, and appointments. You've rushed through meals, squeezed in exercise between obligations, and structured your days around what needed to be done rather than what felt natural. That constant time pressure takes a serious toll on your body. It elevates your cortisol levels, which is your stress hormone, and over time, chronic stress damages your health in countless ways. In retirement, you have the extraordinary gift of temporal freedom. This means you can eat when you're hungry, not when the clock says it's lunchtime. You can wake up naturally instead of to a jarring alarm. You can take a walk in the afternoon simply because the sunlight looks beautiful. Living in sync with your body's natural rhythms reduces stress dramatically, and when stress decreases, your creativity flourishes, your sleep improves, and you become more present in each moment. Yes, you'll still have appointments and commitments, but the difference is that you're no longer enslaved to a schedule. You're choosing how to spend your time, and that choice is powerful medicine for your mind and body. Here's something that cannot be overstated. You absolutely must stop neglecting your physical strength and mobility. I understand that exercise might feel less appealing than it once did, or perhaps you think that at your age, it's too late to make a difference. Neither of these thoughts is true. In fact, maintaining your physical strength is one of the most critical things you can do to preserve your independence and quality of life. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass in a process called sarcopenia. Without intervention, this muscle loss accelerates, leading to weakness, increased fall risk, and eventually the loss of the ability to perform basic daily activities like carrying groceries, climbing stairs, or even getting up from a chair. Strength training, and I'm talking about resistance exercises with weights, resistance bands, or even your own body weight, is the most effective way to combat this process. Study after study shows that people in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s can build muscle and increase strength with regular resistance training. But strength training does more than build muscle. It protects your bones from osteoporosis, improves your balance, boosts your metabolism, and even enhances your mood and cognitive function. You don't need to become an athlete or spend hours in a gym. 2 to 3 sessions per week of simple strength exercises can make an enormous difference. Combine this with activities that improve flexibility and balance, like yoga, tai chi, or gentle stretching, and you're giving yourself the greatest gift possible: the ability to remain independent, active, and capable of doing the things you love for many years to come. Let me share something deeply liberating with you. It's time to stop worrying about what other people think of you. After decades of navigating social expectations, professional demands, and cultural pressures, retirement offers you the freedom to live authentically, to be exactly who you are, without apology or pretense. Yet so many people continue carrying the weight of others' opinions, censoring their choices, their appearance, their interests, and their lifestyle based on what they imagine others might think or say. Here's a profound truth. Most people aren't thinking about you nearly as much as you fear they are. They're too busy worrying about their own lives and their own perceived judgments. And the people whose opinions truly matter, the ones who genuinely love and respect you, they want you to be happy and authentic, not performing some version of who you think you should be. So, wear the colors that make you happy, even if they're bold. Pursue the hobbies that fascinate you, even if they seem unconventional. Express yourself in ways that feel true, whether that's through art, music, fashion, travel, or simply the way you structure your days. This is your life. Your precious, finite, beautiful life. Don't spend it performing for an imaginary audience. Now, I want to address something our culture gets dangerously wrong. You need to stop filling every moment with activity and busyness. We live in a society that glorifies productivity and treats leisure with suspicion, as if doing nothing means you're wasting time or lacking purpose. This is absolutely backwards, especially in retirement. Your worth is not measured by how much you accomplish or how busy you appear. Constant activity exhausts your nervous system. Your brain and body need periods of rest, stillness, and what might look like doing nothing to actually process experiences, consolidate memories, spark creativity, and restore energy. Some of the most profound insights and satisfying moments of your life will come not from cramming your schedule full, but from allowing spaciousness, sitting quietly with your morning coffee, watching the birds, listening to music without distraction, or simply letting your mind wander. These aren't empty moments. They're essential, nourishing, and deeply human. When you stop equating your value with your productivity, you open yourself to experiencing life rather than just accomplishing tasks. You begin to notice things you've been rushing past for decades. You taste your food more fully. You hear the layers in a piece of music. You feel the sun on your skin. This is not laziness, this is wisdom. This is savoring the gift of being alive. Let's talk about the people in your life. It's time to stop tolerating negative, draining, or toxic relationships. You've spent enough years navigating difficult personalities, managing other people's moods, and maintaining relationships out of obligation or guilt. At this stage of your life, your energy and emotional well-being are precious resources that deserve protection. Some people are chronically pessimistic, always complaining, always finding fault, always spreading negativity. Others might be manipulative, demanding, or disrespectful of your boundaries. Still others simply drain your energy without offering support or genuine connection in return. Research clearly shows that our social relationships have an enormous impact on our mental and physical health. Positive, supportive connections reduce stress, boost immune function, and even extend lifespan. Negative relationships do the opposite. They increase inflammation, raise blood pressure, and contribute to depression and anxiety. You don't have to maintain relationships that harm you. It's completely acceptable to distance yourself from people who consistently make you feel bad, to set firm boundaries with those who disrespect you, and to intentionally cultivate friendships with people who uplift, inspire, and genuinely care about you. Surround yourself with positivity, laughter, mutual respect, and authentic connection. Your remaining years are too valuable to spend with people who diminish your light. Here's something that surprises many people. You must stop avoiding new learning and mental challenges. There's a persistent myth that cognitive decline is inevitable with aging, that your brain becomes fixed and unable to learn new things. This is simply not true. While certain types of processing speed may slow slightly, your brain retains remarkable plasticity, the ability to form new connections and pathways throughout your entire life. When you stop challenging your brain, when you stick only to familiar routines and avoid learning anything new, you actually accelerate cognitive decline. Your brain, like your muscles, operates on a use it or lose it principle. The more you challenge it with novel experiences and learning, the more you build what scientists call cognitive reserve, which is your brain's resilience against age-related changes and even disease. So, learn that language you've always been curious about. Take up a musical instrument. Dive into subjects that fascinate you, whether that's history, astronomy, philosophy, or technology. Stay current with how the world is changing. Master new technologies rather than avoiding them. Each time you step outside your comfort zone and learn something new, you're not just acquiring knowledge, you're strengthening your brain, maintaining your mental agility, and staying connected to the vibrant, evolving world around you. Plus, learning is inherently joyful. It makes you feel alive, capable, and engaged with life. Now let's discuss something critical that many people neglect. You cannot afford to ignore your health or dismiss symptoms as just part of aging. Your body communicates with you constantly through signals and symptoms. When you experience persistent pain, unusual fatigue, changes in appetite or sleep, unexplained weight changes, or anything that feels different from your normal baseline, these are messages that deserve attention. Too often, people dismiss these signals, telling themselves they're just getting older or that it's not serious enough to bother a doctor. This delay can be dangerous. Many serious conditions, including cancer, heart disease, and diabetes, are far more treatable when caught early. Regular health screenings, colonoscopies, mammograms, bone density tests, cardiovascular assessments, vision and hearing checks are not optional. They're essential tools for catching problems before they become crises. Equally important, don't neglect your mental health. Depression, anxiety, and loneliness are not inevitable parts of aging, and they're not signs of weakness. If you're struggling emotionally, seeking help through therapy or counseling is just as important as treating a physical ailment. Your mental and emotional well-being underpins everything else in your life. When your mind is healthy, you have the energy and motivation to care for your body, maintain relationships, pursue interests, and find joy. Make your health, all aspects of it, a top priority, and don't hesitate to advocate for yourself with healthcare providers. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, you need to stop living in the past or constantly worrying about the future. So many of us spend precious mental energy replaying old regrets, rehashing past mistakes, or dwelling on what might have been. Others are perpetually anxious about what's coming, health concerns, financial worries, potential losses. While some planning and reflection are healthy, when you're constantly focused on what was or what might be, you miss what is the only moment you actually have. This present moment, right now, is where your life is actually happening. It's where connection occurs, where beauty can be witnessed, where joy can be felt. When you practice mindfulness, bringing your full attention to the present experience, you discover that even ordinary moments contain extraordinary richness. The taste of fresh fruit, the sound of a loved one's laughter, the feeling of warm water on your skin, the sight of sunlight filtering through leaves. These simple experiences become profound when you're fully present for them. Cultivating presence doesn't mean ignoring responsibilities or living recklessly. It means bringing your awareness to whatever you're doing, engaging fully with the people you're with, and opening your heart to the beauty and meaning available right now. This practice reduces anxiety, increases gratitude, deepens relationships, and fundamentally transforms how you experience your days. Life becomes less about getting through time and more about truly living in time. So here's what I want you to take away from our time together today. Your 60s and beyond are not a decline into irrelevance. They're an opportunity for renewal, for living with greater authenticity and intention than ever before. By consciously stopping these 9 habits, endless self-sacrifice, rigid scheduling, neglecting your strength, worrying about others' opinions, constant busyness, tolerating negative relationships, avoiding mental challenges, ignoring your health, and living outside the present moment, you create space for something extraordinary to emerge. You create space for joy that isn't dependent on productivity, for relationships built on genuine connection rather than obligation, for activities chosen because they genuinely nourish you, for a body that remains strong and capable, for a mind that stays sharp and curious, for days filled with presence and appreciation rather than worry and regret. This isn't just theory. These are practical, actionable changes you can begin implementing today. Start small. Choose one area to focus on this week. Maybe it's adding 2 strength training sessions to your schedule. Maybe it's saying no to one draining obligation. Maybe it's signing up for that class you've been curious about. Maybe it's simply sitting quietly for 10 minutes each morning, fully present with your breath and the new day. Small changes compound over time into transformed lives. If what I've shared today resonates with you, I'd love for you to take action right now. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss future content designed specifically to help you thrive in this season of life. Leave a comment below sharing which of these 9 habits you're most committed to changing your story might inspire someone else. And if you know someone who could benefit from hearing this message, please share this video with them. We're all in this journey together, and the more we support one another, the richer all of our lives become. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, you are worthy of a vibrant, joyful, authentic life. You have everything you need within you to create it. Now go forward with courage, curiosity, and an unapologetic commitment to living fully. Your best years may very well be ahead of you, and I'm honored to be part of your journey. Until next time, take care of yourself and keep embracing all the beauty this life has to offer.